It's time for more Delicious in Dungeon. Now, the big question remains on each of our minds. Is this going to be the episode where Izutsumi blends in more with the group? Like, is she going to become more comfortable with us? I mean, obviously, it's probably going to be a longer process than a couple episodes, but there's going to be, I feel like, there generally is an episode where the character takes a major step. And maybe that was last episode. I mean, she did take some pretty big steps the last episode. I'm just wondering if there's going to be an episode where it all like clicks for her fully, you know, because even though she had changed a little bit by last episode, it still felt like, oh, she changed and she learned a bit, but she also, you know, still isn't fully comfortable with us and still you know, was a bit grumpy, but also like that's part of who she is as well. So I feel like that part of it might not change. It's difficult to tell exactly how much that character development. I mean, I guess the way you find out is we continue watching and seeing if Izutsumi like has kept those same lessons from last episode and continued on with them, or if she is going to regress a little bit, because sometimes characters and people do regress a little bit. So let's find out. This is episode 21. Thank you all for joining me for these episodes. I love Delicious in Dungeon so much, and I love that you guys are enjoying these reactions as well. It's really, really great, and I'm also just happy that I found an audience who, like, most of you don't mind or like or love that I'm doing the dub, which I think is cool, because, you know, I imagine a lot of people on YouTube, I haven't watched that many Delicious in Dungeon reactions, I've watched a couple, but I imagine a lot of people are doing subbed versions of Delicious in Dungeon. But this is such a great dub. I think this is like an incredible dub that, like, I feel like more people should be trying this show in dub. So I'm glad that at least I can provide some of that dub content here on YouTube. But anyway, please make sure to support the video on the channel if you can. I am a small channel, if you couldn't tell already, so please liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel, all that stuff helps out a lot. I love reading your comments, I love hearing your discussions on characters, I love seeing bits that you liked about my video, so make sure to leave all that down below. And if you want the full-length reaction, that is on my Patreon account down in the description below. You just pay a small amount of money and get literally like 1,000+ videos or something. It's an insane amount, whatever it is. It's a crazy amount, so go check that out. But here we go. This is Delicious in Dungeon. This is episode 21. Let's do it.
The air up here is so much better.
Nice. We're checking in on these guys.
Or sunset. Do not touch the window.
To the Island Lord tomorrow. I'd like you to join me as a witness.
Ooh.
Plan on telling him about everything?
I think it's necessary to mention Laios and his party.
Okay.
Falin to murder anyone else.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
It's huge.
I wonder if the people on it have lots of money.
Don't touch the window, right?
Is that ship special?
It belongs to the Elves of the West.
Elves of the West.
That bird figurehead. Heard rumors that they've been putting pressure on the Island Lord.
Oh yeah, we saw them putting pressure on the Island Lord earlier, I think.
That allowed.
Let's hurry.
Oh, these guys.
Hey!
Laios and the others haven't given up yet, though.
That's so. They still eating monsters.
Yes, they are.
Some important people suddenly came to talk with them, and they've been in there for
Is that the
hours
elves? The canaries?
So where to?
My mother was a single parent and did everything she could to raise me.
Oh.
I vowed to never let that happen again.
Damn, Kabu.
The system in which a single race holds all the power. It isn't healthy for anyone.
Fair enough. Whoa.
Excuse me. As you can
Look
see,
at these
we're in the
elf
middle of-
designs.
Come
Please, hear me out.
seriously. Important.
Stand your ground.
These are great designs for these characters.
Make it brief.
Not
Look
too
at
long
her.
ago.
Let's give the order to make landfall.
We won't allow that.
The elder.
Oh my god.
Country borders are so
This
trivial
character
compared to
is
the lives of
kind of
people.
gorgeous.
You're a true island lord, understanding and wise.
Oh,
Now, if you would please
that
stand
voice
here.
actor.
Do it!
They have good instincts, but no real ambition. They're honestly kind of weird.
They are
I
weird.
found out The stranger they seemed, poor reputations, and their origins in the strange company they kept were hard to follow. Still, there's something about the brother that made me feel
Look
he
at
was
that
deeply
drawing of
connected
him.
to the destiny of this island. And once I did, I finally understood. He only thinks about monsters. Therefore, we can't trust him to consider the future of the island. But this will more than likely be the first and last chance we get. So I can't let the elves get in his way.
Oh man,
I'll
putting
figure
your
out what to do about him.
putting your
after.
chips on him.
Enough
I like that.
already. My lord!
I'll let them know to make landfall.
Please wait.
Oh, a fairy.
There was a town called Utaya.
Utaya.
15 years ago? Then wouldn't that mean? No way! Are you the child they say survived that incident?
I
The
did hear
child,
that
so
the
there was
vice captain
one.
or someone had brought it.
You mentioned nutrients. Tell me more.
Oh jeez, this guy is
Because of your efforts,
kinda
Utaya's
terrifying.
dungeon was quickly destroyed. It was due to the dead turning into monsters and eating the living.
Oh,
We can't do anything that will end up feeding it.
that makes sense.
Pretty sure it's not. Let's evacuate them slowly. All humans have some sort of connection.
The fairy.
And I know some
spinning
people
around
who can
Calvary.
definitely help out.
Oh, poor fairy.
He's still.
I suspect you're plotting something.
His
If that's
fucking
the case,
eye.
show me what you've got. My troops will rush in. Understood.
The fairy's crying. Aw. Wow, this is getting intense. I kind of like this development.
Listen, Senshi, I didn't make that comparison for you to take what I said and try to make a joke out of it.
Who's making jokes?
He's trying to understand
by
it.
how interesting a comparison it was. There's
He
nothing
understands
else
it through
that behaves in
food.
as many just like this.
Well, that's... Wait, souls are actually nothing like eggs.
Laios, hand me that bread there.
Blew her mind. Cool. Eggs on toast.
It's ready.
Soul eggs Benedict. Cool.
Then use the bread to scoop the yolk and sauce as you eat.
That actually looks really good.
Delicious as usual.
If you don't mind.
I just thought I felt some kind of presence.
Oh no, cat-like instincts.
Does that mean this isn't a hallucination?
What? Oh no.
That never went away.
Seriously, why didn't you say something?
This chill would,
What are you hallucinating?
Ghosts.
but gradually its voice and shape started getting clearer. It's pretty scary, so I've been pretending not to see it.
Oh my gosh.
Actually hear me speak.
This is like Midako.
did it say?
Midako-chan? Is that what it's
Well,
called?
It's not too happy that I was ignoring it. Not sure. Possibly. Hello there! Can I help you with something? It's asking if we've forgotten that it saved us from the, mage.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
remember.
I did forget.
Right.
I guess it wants to introduce us to someone. Thoughts?
Death.
Thoughts?
We don't have many options, so...
All right.
Such a
We're
casual
ready
talking to
go whenever
ghosts.
you are.
Where are they? They just on the surface?
Wait,
Senshi.
Is that a unicorn?
Whoa!
The dungeon and
I can't believe it! Come with me!
Okay.
I've never seen monsters be this docile before.
Ooh.
It's because they're ordered not to hurt us. So make sure you hold on to the stuff I gave you.
Who's this voice actor? I know him
Izumi,
very well.
Something wrong?
Also,
They're all residents of the Golden Castle?
Yeah, but I don't see any old folk.
Honestly, I'd like to see where the monsters are
Of
being
course he
raised.
would.
Huh? That's what you're interested in?
I mean, that's easy enough.
I agree.
That's a minotaur, and it's female.
Oh my
Instead of
goodness.
cows.
Why are you raising monsters?
Because normal livestock was hard to get a hold of.
This is his dream come true.
It's mostly an appearance, but we try to mimic surface life.
Really?
Impressive.
Izutsumi, are you
I like how Marcille just like pets Izutsumi. It's so
At least she
cute.
doesn't seem sick, I guess.
Oh.
to interrupt, but
Can we pet her?
Dresses?
Oh?
Exact support of modeling them ourselves. We need the fresh face of an outsider to do it. Who?
Aw, this is exciting.
It has to be the red
I want to
one.
see her in
You'll have to forgive
dresses.
us.
What the fuck? What
Somehow
the
this is
fuck?
different than what I expected. Guess this is what happens
What
when
is
you've
that?
been isolated for 1,000 years.
I'm pretty picky about my alcohol, but this isn't bad at all.
Yeah, everyone's having a pretty
Here,
good time.
I've been serving it to my orc customers. Been doing that 400 years now, so making the switch has been tricky. That long, huh? Sounds pretty
Wow,
established.
I've never heard
What
Chilchuck sound so
generation are you?
happy.
I start-
Chilchuck, guess what? They let me milk a minotaur!
Hey, good for you. Keep that to yourself next time.
This place is incredible! Proceed!
The minotaur had 4 nipples like a cow!
I'm not feeling so good.
That
Oh! Oh! That's so cute!
Dad, I was asked to wear this, I swear.
That's so cute!
Actually, this was the tamest one I tried on.
Oh!
You have any clue why she stuck to you like that?
Right, yeah, I have no idea. That's so weird. Switched brains with a child or something.
Oh!
barriers
Is
have
it
been
because
cast here in many
monsters
different
are supposed to be
And it
docile
feels like
here?
It's affecting Izutsumi and such.
Because she's half monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never seen a barrier make monsters non-aggressive.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I just thought she was
I really
tired.
wish I could decipher this. Under different circumstances, I wouldn't mind staying here forever.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Same here.
Aww.
Isn't much, but we've prepared a warm meal for all of you. This way, please.
Okay. Probably a meal made out of monsters.
I'm Yod. It's a pleasure.
Yod.
You already know of Delgal, yes? Well, he's my grandfather.
Oh. Vegetables and slime. Oh my god, that's a lot.
As your party had specifically requested, we prepared
Specifically requested.
Such is the curse of immortality that the Mad Mage cast on the people of this village.
Okay.
Don't let our problems stop you. Go eat up to your heart's content.
Aww.
You may not get hungry, but simply being able to watch others eat still brings
Oh, that's sweet.
Being the one who made the Mad Mage become obsessed with black magic.
Mm.
So in order to look for help, however, none have succeeded, and their physical bodies are lost as a result.
Oh.
You gradually lose yourself, become an evil
Right.
ghost, and then are unable to return here.
That's pretty awful.
I'm sure you've encountered.
We attacked them with holy water and then made a sorbet out of them.
Indeed. One shall arrive at the village with wing and sword in
Ooh,
hand.
we have that.
They will be the...
Well, there are wings on it, although... Wait! This lion face wasn't on here before!
Oh.
When?
The lion still guides us by telling us prophecies by way of our dreams.
Yeah.
And though the hero will defeat the Mad Mage, and thus rise as the country's new king.
Oh my gosh.
You can't be serious!
He just picked up that sword by complete accident!
Well,
It was
that's
no accident.
that's a
In fact,
prophecy.
the sword... Promise me you'll defeat the Mad Mage and free everyone in this village.
But I...
It's a lot to take in. How can you turn down that face?
Because I can't flat out refuse. Kensuke.
Look at
Even
Senshi.
like this. Not for us.
You've got some nerve, you know that?
Specifically requested by the party!
I think it's safe to assume that's why they're not very good at cooking.
Obviously, yeah, makes sense.
I reckon it's because they actually do need those things. It helps them keep their sanity and gives them a reason to live.
Keeps a routine, keeps a bit of
Laios.
humanity.
What did I say again?
Well, make sure you take the night to think about it.
Oh, you're gonna remind us?
Go sleep in the room they gave you.
But I don't want to be alone in there.
Aw.
And Izutsumi's being weird. Come on, scoot over.
Just sleep on the floor.
Why would you say no to Marcille sleeping in your bed? That's a dream scenario. Oh man, I'm not watching Bridgerton. Okay. I mean, really, really great episode. Really great. Yeah, I mean, just there was so much about this episode that was really cool. this was like a really great episode in a way that I don't think some of the other episodes that I would consider really great have been great. Like some episodes I would consider really great because they've had like really cool action, or the comedy has just been like consistently on point in them, or it had like a really cute character moment in it maybe. And sorry that my eyes are a bit red right now. But no, this episode I think was really great because of the lore of the episode and the balancing of that with still the things that make this show, you know? Like the first half of the episode was, you know, following Kabru and Shuro, and we're just seeing, you know, what they were up to with the Island Lord, and like that was really interesting. But I also, when we first saw them, I was like, okay, I'll settle in for the fact that we're probably not going to get our main cast in this episode. So I just like shifted my expectations to be, you know, based around them. But then, you know, there was only half the episode, and the other half of the episode was some also really interesting things and important lore moments, but with our main party. And I think that was a really nice way to balance the episode. The pacing of this episode was just great, was really good. A bit of praise, I mean, I already praised the dub at the top of this video. It was a good time to praise the dub because this episode had a lot of actors that I really liked in it. Like I'm now looking at because I was like recognizing them in the moment, but I couldn't talk about it because there was important dialogue going on. So I was just like, oh, I know him. Oh, I know her, you know, but there was people like Jenny Yokoburi and Keith Silverstein and Lucian Dodge. Like I'm looking at the credits now, which is why I'm reading them off a screen. But it's good because I knew them. Sometimes I don't know their names off the top of my head. But yeah, there are certain names that will, like, there are certain voices that I'll hear and I'll go, oh shit, I not only know this person, I hear this person's voice, like, I've heard this person's voice extensively, so it's got to be something big. And that was what was happening with me with Lucian Dodge. When I heard his voice, I was like, shit, I know him, and it was going through my head. And the reason I know him so extensively is because he's in a lot of the Danganronpa games, which I've played extensively, and he is also the protagonist in Master Detective Archives Raincode. And so since he's the protagonist and he talks a lot in that game, I just have heard his voice extensively. But yeah, anyway, this episode, I loved the elves. When we saw the elves, the canaries or whatever, right? Those are some crazy and kind of gorgeous designs, like really, really interesting. I want to go back to like a screenshot that has some of them in it, because yeah, I mean, like, this is just fucking awesome. Like, I mean, they're not all in the picture here properly, but you know, like, you got like a tired looking elf with purple eyes here. You got like a more strict looking, like, this one's the closest to looking like Marcille. I know she's off screen. You got this one here with like shirt off, tattoos across the body. Like tattoos across the body, extremely interesting. One with like short hair that's a bit like androgynous down there, and then this one in the front, this woman here in the front is absolutely gorgeous in her own strange way. Like, it's a very strange, she has a very strange look to her. I got up a better look of her. Like, it's really interesting because that's a really cool design, I think, for being so sort of alien looking while also being very beautiful. I love that design. I really, really like it because it's confusing because it makes me feel confused, but really, really cool. So I mean, absolute props to the mangaka for her designs for these characters, because it's incredible. It's truly amazing. I also want to say, I saw a TikTok recently, I think Polygon, it was a Polygon TikTok, where they were talking about the kobolds in this show, and there was a really interesting video, and you should go check out Polygon's something. I don't know, it might have been on their YouTube channel as well or something. I just know it was on their TikTok. But it was basically about how, like, in Delicious in Dungeon, kobolds are like just straight up dogs, and some people are confused about that because it's like, hang on, but what we know as kobolds, especially if we play stuff like D&D, is like these reptilian, goblin-y type things. And basically, the TLDR of it was that back in like original fantasy stuff, the kobolds were described as being like lizard-like, but like barked or sounded like a dog or something, and they were like kind of similar to dogs, but they were mostly like lizards and stuff. And then when Western media was like, especially when D&D was like going further and further into its editions, it just like leaned into the lizardy parts of it. So now the kobolds we have are like lizard stuff. But there was like an old Japanese game that the mangaka of Delicious in Dungeon was inspired by, that actually did like, you know, leaned into like, made it look a little bit more like dogs. So they were like kind of dog lizard type stuff. And then Japanese media, as that evolved, being inspired by that, evolved by kobolds looking more and more dog-like, which is really interesting. So this is sort of the peak of that, where they're just straight up dogs. And I think that's really cool and interesting and fun, because I didn't really like bat an eyelash too much at it, because I don't think or care about kobolds too much. I play a lot of D&D. I play D&D 2 to 3 times a week. Dice Revolution on YouTube. You can go check out me playing D&D with my friends on the YouTube channel Dice Revolution. But I play a lot of D&D. But I don't care about kobolds. I don't come across kobolds really at all. I don't think about kobolds. So I didn't really, like, when this show started, I was like, oh, kobolds, oh, it's a dog, okay. It just, in my head, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I had never really thought about it, so I thought that was very interesting. I know that was a huge tangent, but it was because I was praising the mangaka, and I watched that TikTok and heard that she was inspired by this other thing. And for some reason, I found it very sweet, especially since she said she, I think, watched her dad play that old Japanese game a lot, and I just thought that was like really nice that she's like inspired by something and she has fond memories of watching her dad play it. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're in this like place where there's like the curse of immortality, and if you try to like get out of the village and like to escape the curse, your body turns to dust, but you're still like a ghost and you're just trapped as a ghost. Like, that's horrifying. There's some dark themes in this show. It can go into really dark places. But I mean, that's why we love it. Yeah, and so I have actually a lot of notes, but a lot of notes for Delicious in Dungeon. I mean, I've got that many, which for Delicious in Dungeon, that's quite a bit. But they're mostly like names of people and things that we came across, because we came across a lot of new stuff. I can't wait to rewatch this show, because I think on a rewatch, the lore is going to be like clicking for me even more. I think, you know, when I first started this show, I sort of settled into the idea that it was a casual, fun show. So in the early episodes, when they were doing little lore drops, I kind of like, not that I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't take it in. So now sometimes they're calling back to things and I just keep going, oh, I think I remember that, you know? So, so I need to know that I'm paying more attention now, you know, because I think the lore of this, show is getting better and better, but also more in depth. And as it gets more in depth, I might get left behind. So I hope that I don't, but if I don't, you know, I think it's still, I think you can still come back here for my analyses of the characters and just how great they are. By the way, in this episode, I should mention, what's her name? What? She's so new. Izutsumi. Izutsumi, like, when they first got to the village, I was like, oh, she's tired. Look at her. She's exhausted, you know? I thought maybe the trip or something exhausted her. But it makes a lot of sense. She's a monster, and it's a village where, like, the monsters are suppressed. So she's just acting like a cat. And I think the whole episode where she's just like, on Marcille's lap, and Marcille was just like scratching her behind the ear. Like, all of that stuff is adorable. It's so cute. But yeah, anyway. And Marcille was wearing the red dress in this episode. That looks beautiful, and I'm a big Marcille simp. I love her. Anyway, Delicious in Dungeon episode 21. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, subscribing, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reactions, as well as early access, exclusive videos, and lots of other stuff for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.